Improbable Wargaming says hi.
Hey, sorry if we're a little late. This is Steven from Improbable Wargaming, and
I'm Alex.
we're here to do some hobbying
And hanging.
That's what we're here for. Now, what are you working on, sir, before we get too far into the rest?
So, at the moment, I'm actually magnetizing some bases, so they'll be dry by the time I'm driving home and need them snapped into my case. But the goal for the night is to get 20 of the new Night Lords from the Cathonia book, the Inducti, or Inducti, I don't remember how.
Something.
Trevor said it. Yeah, backstabbers, basically what we're doing.
I love it. Let's see, Dragon, King Golda, one of our, we got Matt Rundy, both of our homies and / Patreons in the chat. Hey guys, good to see you. Not much is going on, just busy. Showing off the Leviathan box that we're giving away here, at the beginning of our next hobby and hang.
That's a nice.
So it's exciting to have that. And then while that's going on, I'm working on finishing up some Dakari stuff. And then once I get this done, I can then focus on finishing up the last few minutes of Orc stuff. And then I'm driving in, airbrushing lots of Craft World.
So if I somehow blast
Yes.
through these 20 and we've still got time, I have a couple Dreadnoughts and I've got some Terminators I'm going to get set up. Start a Death Guard army for 30K.
That'll be cool. Now, that's a good question. So no, Bahama, we do not film at JC Hobby. We've thought about it, but our setup is quite large and a lot of effort. If I was going to set up at Jay's, it'd have to be there all the time because it's just a lot of work, to move this amount of equipment. I know it's hard to tell when you can't see it, but when you look around, there's several cameras, a big rig, the whole 9 yards.
Some lights to make us look pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. But so for right now, no is the answer. And then let's see, Yoda Tech, good to see you, another Patreon here. And James Wilson, laughing out, I'm wondering who Yoda Tech is. So yeah, no, it's I don't know. I'm just gonna start building a painting. But before we go too far, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. Hit the like. Jump in our Discord. Because if you jump in the Discord and link your account, you'll be up for the giveaway for the Leviathan box set. Now we're only shipping to the continental U.S., so Canada, Mexico, U.S. Right? Those guys and gals are all eligible at this time, but like I said, get in while it's good, and you have a great chance. And if you just like, we're doing something anyway.
Yeah, I'm a little sad that you've got the box pointed towards me this direction because I'm going to keep looking at the models on the back and be like, all right, do I go grab one?
No, they won't be around for long, so that's for sure. They're beautiful boxes, amazing amount of models. Holy cow! So yeah, so that's kind of the big thing going on there. Let's see. Oh yeah, as always, thank you Monument Hobbies, thank you JCD and Hobby for sponsoring the channel. Affiliate links below for Monument, 3D6 Wargaming, which helps us with these 3D these objective markers, which we have new ones coming. These ones are going to the to a dumpster fire. No, I'm kidding.
Really?
Well, yeah. So we're discontinuing this logo. We are shifting the logo to more of fitting my personality and that of the other guys involved. And this is kind of what we started with, and we're not there anymore. So we're going somewhere else, and that's okay. And then let me see what else we're going to be talking about. Oh, A-Case. We love them. They sent us some wonderful supplies over here. You can see in the camera, like in Alex's camera.
Oh, yeah, they can see it. Man, this
so we got that. That's going to be one of our giveaways coming up. We're going to be announcing our new giveaway here next week. That's going to be a big deal. This one is going to be one of our giveaways, but not quite yet.
I mean, this thing's rad.
But that thing has magnets and everything.
I've got a magnetized case.
Yeah.
I would love to have a tray like this sitting in there holding all my tokens. I'm kind of a token goblin. I love customized tokens and a way to carry them.
So that'll be super useful. And then let's see. I mean, those are all of our sponsors as always. And then of course, thank you Patreon for helping make this channel what it is. Our new mics, we're wearing them. Mine's right here. I probably move it up a little higher if the audio is okay. But the new mics are thanks to our Patreons. Our new dice camera, which you can't see up there, is thanks to our Patreons. And so they've helped us make it possible to improve the channel in a lot of good ways. And we just want to say thank you. So, and then other announcements. It looks like we're moving 30K to Mondays. Hobby and Hang is not completely going away. It'll be more like on Sundays. and we'll fill a spot as we need. But more for now, we're doing a lot of 40K games on Sundays because it's 10th edition. Why not? It's a good time to get more games in. And then that Sunday will kind of evolve as we go. Maybe some Blood Bowl randomly, maybe Hobby and Hang randomly, whatever we got to do. But Mondays and Wednesdays are going to be our mainstream time.
Yeah, and
for sure.
The hope is to get a narrative campaign running with some 30K guys on
That'll
Mondays.
be amazing. That'll be amazing.
That's why I'm trying to get these inducti built up.
I got you. Yeah, it's a good plan. So yeah, no, we've got a lot of stuff going on, and it's just really exciting. Let's see what we got in chat here.
Marshall Kilroy, call me pretty. He knows.
Uh-oh. There you go. Let's see here. We got who can tell how many times I got stabbed by a model. Oh no. Let's see. You're like, oh, I am. Let's see. Oh my goodness, you guys are so busy here. I don't know if I can keep up. Well, Alex is already pretty great to hear. Great, you guys. Friday. Oh, it was great meeting you, Bahamut. I want to say I told at the end. I know Bahamut. It was great meeting you this Friday. Yeah, no, it's mics do sound much better tonight. Well, thank you. I worked my butt off doing multiple sound tests trying to figure out. These mics are so good that I had to turn everything down 50%. They were like picking up everything.
Just heat.
They were going straight red the moment I tried to even speak at a whisper.
Oh, nice.
It was like everything's down.
That's nice.
But it's a good problem to have. Where the other mics, we had everything as high as we could because you could barely hear us. So,
yeah.
So this is good, and we have 4 mics now. So on the nights that we have a third person, or even if we have, let's say, 2 people back here, they can commentate, or we just have backup mics.
That's nice.
So it's great.
We can heckle each other from the sidelines.
Yes, exactly. So a lot of improvements that I'm really excited about, for sure.
That's awesome.
Let's see, and hopefully you guys like the new intro. I don't know how long we're gonna keep it, or at least at least for a little while, because I know it can be a little annoying. Because like, tell your mama we said hi may get old, but I like it.
Have they told their mothers that
I know. Did you tell your moms yet? Tell your mamas in Improbable Wargaming and say hi.
Get her into the Discord.
Yes.
Have her link her YouTube account, and maybe she can win the Leviathan box.
There you go. That's how you get 2 entries for sure. Is have your mom involved. I love it. Let's go. Thinking outside the box here.
I just opened a brand new thing of this glue here, and
oh, you got the acrylic tokens? Yes. I really love my acrylic tokens. They're hiding out over there, but
no good place for those to go. Good. A magnetic A case, token case. I saw this the second I walked in, and I was like, Steven, did they give this to you? Because I need this.
Yeah, no, that one's mine.
I know.
That one's mine. I ain't giving it up.
To order my own.
There you go. But actually, they're limited edition. Oh, we mean that. Oh, that one is one of our giveaways. So I did.
This one is.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a giveaway. So yes, you definitely can buy one. They sell them for I think they're basically like 30 something bucks each. So and then that's not a bad thing. And so if you need it, order it, and they'll send it to you. And hey, there you go. But no, I thought you were talking about my tokens. Like, dude, those are limited edition.
No.
Don't steal my limited edition. That's the only perk I got from buying that box with. So there you go. The box itself, I don't get to keep. It goes away.
Yeah.
To some lucky Patreon or subscriber.
I don't play Space Marines.
You seem like a man who plays a kind of Space Marine.
Well, so these do count technically because it's 30K, but somebody in chat was lamenting about stabbing their fingers with the models in that box. And I just want to say, I am a longer than a decade's old Chaos player, and I still have scars on my fingers from all the spiky bits I've stabbed myself with.
I love it. That's hilarious. Let's see here. Everything's looking good. Well, let me know if you guys have any questions. I've gotten a few 10th edition games under my belt. If you want to know a little bit about what I think of Jakari now that I've gotten to play a full game with them, I might have some insight. So let me know. And if you got any additional questions, like I said, next week we're going to be revealing our new giveaway, which, trust me, it's even more epic than this one. Value-wise alone. Next giveaway, more value than this one. Literally double the value. So it's this. I'm trying to make this summer like the summer of just amazing giveaways, the best we can. So like I said, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, get in there, get it done. Join our Discord so that you can be involved in the giveaways, because this summer the plan is that our giveaways are super hot as we drive very strongly towards trying to hit 1,000. Right, we're a little over 500, and I'm excited. I want to see if we can be above 600 next month, and the best way to do that is another amazing giveaway.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna keep going hard this whole summer, and we'll see how it all goes, right? So,
Giving these 3D printed arms a dry fit here.
There you go. I'll make sure they work and stuff.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Oh, nice.
ride just.
Well, one day, GW will release that model, and then that'll be the thing of the past. But for now,
Yeah, well, so these inducti.
Oh, the inducted, they
yeah,
don't, right?
are from that Cathonia box.
Oh.
Or from the Cathonia book, and so they don't have official models. So you're kit bashing these no matter what.
Oh, well, that's actually, I kind of like that.
And dude, the Night Lords ones, not fantastic. The theme, the one ability they have,
Yes.
I am so dead set on playing this unit for maybe one day the ability will come into play.
Yeah.
How it works is
Tell me more. Yes.
The way I'm understanding it is when somebody issues a challenge
Yeah.
to our leader, I can instead have multiple of my inducti join that challenge.
That's hilarious.
Because it's like they're backstabbing the dude.
Yeah. They don't have no
in an
honor.
alleyway. Oh, they have. This is from the part of the Horus Heresy where these guys are, like legitimately criminals on their home planet.
I love it. Yeah, Cathonia is bringing some really interesting things to 30K. I got to mess around with the new World Eater models that are in there. That it's kind of weird. They still hit really well as a World Eater, you know what I mean? But they don't defend very well. You know what I mean? You come in, you can hit them on 3s now versus normal World Eaters. You're hitting them on 4s.
Yeah.
A little easier to kill, but if they, but otherwise they're gonna kill you fairly efficiently if they survive your men. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let's see. So Yoda Tech, what have you been up to? I haven't really got to chat with you in a while. Dragon King Golden, what have you been up to? How's your Nid army growing? How's the painting going? Let us know. Yeah. Chat is so quiet. It's like
Everyone started off on fire.
I know, they were so fire.
I know Marshall Kilroy's playing a video game right now.
Oh yeah.
Just
funny.
listening to our sultry tones.
Oh, the sultry tone. Who knows? You know what's interesting with these mics, like the old mic system, like if you had 2 mics in the same channel, they would just cause echo and stuff. But these mics, actually, the way they're set up is when, let's say we have 2 mics that are on the same channel, it causes a stereo effect.
Oh, cool.
So it makes it sound even sexier.
Even sexier.
I'm love it.
Hoping this Loctite is going to hold that guy up. This was my test one to see how well these arms fit.
Oh, interesting.
And they fit really well. These are, for anyone wondering what I'm putting on this guy over here.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous to try and get enough chainsword arms to outfit a 20-man squad.
Yeah.
So these are some custom printed ones.
To help out.
Yeah.
They're still GW models with just some assistance. With assistance. Yeah, no, it's nice to be able to print off something that honestly you can't really get right now. So.
Ooh, how are Kilroy's wondering how are Space Wolves in 10th? I haven't run across them yet. I'm curious. What are you thinking?
Well, hold on one second. Well, now I didn't hear you because I saw someone. It's my friend Derek. He's in the chat. I met him at LVO. A really great guy. He's building his own, community up in Minnesota. He's doing more of the, narrative and crusade style play, which is still great. And he's just a really great guy. Last time I saw him, he was playing Sisters, and he's probably done with his GSC by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, great guy. Now, what was your question?
Yeah, Kilroy in chat's wondering how the Space Wolves are faring in 10th. I haven't actually watched any battle reports.
You know what? I haven't paid attention. Like, I have to be honest with you. I am a Xenos through and through. And honestly, the only non-Xenos army I have at this time that's actually mine is Chaos Marines. So,
man after my own heart.
So I don't have a great answer for you. Now, I was listening to some, another channel talk about the Space Wolves. It sounds like they're okay. they're more balanced. You know, which balance is not a bad thing, right? We know there's plenty of
Right.
armies out there that are just straight up busted, and we can honestly say that they're not. But I haven't played against them, and so I can't give you a really great idea of where they're at, gameplay wise. So that I'm sorry to say that to you, but I'm thinking balance is good because it means you're not having to worry about being nerfed like a couple armies are potentially going to be here in the next month or two. You know, you get to keep playing your army as it is, and as other armies get nerfed, you'll get stronger, which is also a good thing. So right now, keep playing them, you know, and before you know it, you're going to be very happy with them again. That's just how GW works, it seems. We all get rotated through the new hotness at some point.
Everybody has their moment in the sun.
Yeah.
Unless you're a Night Lord.
Yeah, you're a Night Lord, and then you just watch it pass you by.
I mean, fitting. You're always in the dark.
Let's be honest, right? That is the right answer. It's the Night Lord. You were never meant to be in the sun.
Always in the dark.
Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, so you know, this is how we're at. Must have all the biomass. That's true. Yoda freaking out a bit. I have a maxed out. I have maxed out the tournament. I'm TOing at 24, which is nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that your tournament that your TOing is growing. That's always a good sign, right? You're doing things right, and people are excited. You know, just make sure you read those rules like crazy because you know it's coming up. There's always going to be a judge call, especially with these first few tournaments.
Yep.
And then it'll calm down a little bit. But oh man, I can't imagine what it's like to be a TO for these first few events, where you just got to really go through and explain rules to everybody.
Yeah.
Because there'll always be somebody who's going to try, not purposely trying to cheat, but they definitely misunderstood. And then they're going to find
Air
out.
quotes.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. Oh man, the Grey Knights Purgation Squad is crazy good. That's what I've heard. It makes sense, right? My way of viewing what's going to be probably good the next edition is based off of what was bad the previous edition. You know, and Purgation Squads, nobody took them, right? And so it only makes sense that now they're going to be good.
Honestly, that box that the Purgation Squad comes in might be the best valued Space Marine box there is, because
So
you can build
good.
so many different things.
There's you can build you can build Purifiers, you can build Strikes, you can build Interceptors and Purgation. 4 squad types for one box, which means there's almost never enough boxes of that. You just buy, because it is exactly what you're looking for. So I have a huge amount of Grey Knight sitting over there that I had sold to a guy, but he's out on deployment and was kind enough to let us hold on to him for him and use them on the stream. So in the near future, my plan is to get Grey Knights on the table because honestly, they sound amazing as a general rule, and that would be way cool. Yeah, but I'm thinking next Sunday next Sunday I don't have someone scheduled for the stream that I'm aware of. It's the one after, so I need to figure out who I'm going to have come on and play this coming Sunday. Now that I'm thinking of it, so at least I have a time to find somebody who wants to come. It shouldn't be too bad. Have somebody come hang out, because I think I want to finish out this month with a few extra 40K games, and it'll be me playing this Sunday. I just got to find somebody I got to ask. I mean, I know one person I could ask, and he would, unless he's at a tournament, he won't say no. So and that's Kyle. Kyle will come.
Tried and true. What's Kyle play?
Well, he'll play whatever I want him to, but his favorite thing is Imperial Guard, which Imperial Guard are in a fairly good place right now. If you're an Imperial Guard player, you're probably relatively happy because shooting is so good right now in the game that Imperial Guard is like, you know? Like, we can shoot real good. The fact that if their Scout Sentinels give them basically a marker light if they just hit the target is so good. The fact that they can also give an order to +1 to their ballistic skill, you know, and then if they have a heavy keyword and they don't move, they're also hitting on +1. They're just looking so good.
Yeah.
They're like, we can ignore your modifiers and still hit you on 2s.
What is your take
Yes.
on... I mean, I'm in all the Chaos subreddits, of
Sure,
course.
sure.
Not that you want to take any of that
Oh, yeah.
as gospel. But the Death Guard subreddit,
Yeah.
me being... So in 40K, one of my main armies is Death Guard. I'd say they're my second love.
Oh, I got you.
And that subreddit's been on fire with how bad they're all calling the rules.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
I mean, I get where they're coming from. So here's how bad it is for Death Guard. I posted 2 memes of Death Guard on both my Instagram and TikTok. On my TikTok, it has over 5,000 views and interactions, and on my Instagram, it's got almost over 300 likes and like 20 comments.
Oh shit!
And most of them are anger. I would say that the community's probably not wrong, right? They're slow as dirt. A lot of their abilities overlap, which they don't need, right? They don't need overlapping abilities that just don't help you. They need synergistic abilities.
And I'm no pro level player.
Oh, that's a lie. Keep going.
I'm no pro level player or anything, but what it's looking to me like, the main strat you're going to want to run, and it might be a Hail Mary every time, is there are a handful of fast units, and you get them up there to get within contagion range and use that strat that gives your things +1 to wound.
Oh, yeah.
If they're within contagion range to your whole army. So if you can get a bloat drone, it's a suicide mission for that bloat drone. You fly it across the field, 2 Plague Burst crawlers should be able to just absolutely annihilate whatever it's next to.
I think you're right. I don't disagree with
But
you.
that's a really ballsy play. That's like playing a game with only a passing game.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's all it works. But yeah, I'm gonna build some Coblite Warriors. I need 1 more batch of them, so that's my plan. Coblite Warriors are so good right now in Drakari. I want to make sure I have enough of them with big guns, because right now that's what you want to run. So that's what I'm doing. But what I can say about Drakari is they're a little slower than they were, but they're still faster than everybody else. I felt like the pain tokens were meaningful. They also, oh my goodness, I generated them so easily. You know, because you can make them for free. You can also go beyond that and do. You kill stuff, you generate them, you make things battle shock. The army has multiple ways to battle shock you. I love the fact that they can do that. The army has great synergies. I don't think they're like top tier. They're probably anywhere between A tier and balanced. Is where I would put them. And I'm kind of excited for them, because that means, again, if they're A tier or balanced, then you're probably not going to see a nerf.
Yeah.
And if anything, you'll see a
Until
buff
the book
later.
comes out.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the book does, right? The book. Well, here's the thing: Drakari are not on the list of books until like 14 months. So right now, there's nothing for 14 months. All the books have been laid out, right? We know what's coming, and they're
Do
not.
you remember that order?
Well, I know Orcs are one of the last ones. Orcs is definitely the last one. It goes Space Marine, General Space Marine book.
Yeah.
It goes Tyranids. I believe it was Tau. I believe Chaos Space Marines next, and then it's like Orc and something else off the top of my head.
Right.
So there's definitely, Chaos Marines are not far off, is the way I would look at that. So lots of,
A man can dream.
A man can dream, but you're still not getting it right away, right?
Yeah.
But I have found some amazing combos for my Harlequins. So I've actually, what I've decided to do with my craft world is, since I'm obsessed with Harlequins, anyone who knows me knows I am. Heck, my computer has Harlequins all over it.
Yeah.
But the main thing what I'm thinking of doing is I'm not going to do my craft world like Uthway or like this. I'm going to do my craft world as a homage to my Harlequins. They're going to be craft world in Harlequin format. We're going ham.
Yeah, I've always wanted.
They're fan boys and girls.
I've also got a Harlequin army, and I have
Yep.
always wanted to turn an Avatar Arcane into a giant jester of some sort.
I might need to
Fits
talk
me.
to a friend about that, because they've. I just saw recently a release of the an avatar of Sigarax.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, yes.
Do you know, is that like a 3D printed head swap or something?
No, it's a full body. It's a full everything. It would be a
damn.
complete stand-in. Like, so
Okay.
yeah, if you went to a GW event, make sure you bring your Avatar Arcane, or if you're bringing your Nari, you know what I mean, bring the real one too.
Yeah.
But so if they go to say, hey, you want to be on stream, you're like, sure, let me swap out my model.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you could play it. GW, actually, the TOs I know, the rule is you really aren't allowed to, but as long as you don't win the event and you're okay with not streaming your army on their stuff, then yes, you can play it. But if you try to win, you're gonna get DQ'd.
Yeah.
They can't
Go for the
let
bronze,
you.
baby.
Yeah,
Not
don't.
gold.
Not even in the top. I don't know. I don't know if they'll even let you in the top 16. just because they don't want pictures of that army.
Yeah.
So the reality is, just expect if you're bringing 3D printed that you're probably not going to get to play with your toys on stream or in the finals. That's just how it is. Well, let's see what the chat's up to. Yeah, I heard the Death Guard sub is fire.
On fire, yeah.
Yeah,
It sure
on
is.
fire, yes. Or fire, either way. It's like I know fire means something else, but
No, it was fire. Last edition, when they like fell off completely, and all of the people on that sub just resigned themselves. Like, yeah, we're kind of bad now, so let's just show like cool models and conversions we've done for
yeah, while we
extra.
wait, right? While we
And then everyone's hopes got up when a new edition came out. So I put us back on top like an 8th, baby.
there you go.
And,
No,
Didn't happen.
no, they switched up the order on them. I mean, Death Guard is a very popular faction, so it's not surprising that people were a little upset that GW didn't come through for them, if you will.
Is 3D printing worth it?
Yes.
For bits, I think it's super worth it in conversions and stuff.
Yes.
Like, I mean, so the Inducti, right? Not
Yes.
real models. So you have to kit bash them, but they do have official rules. And so the way I'm remedying that is I'm using bodies of tactical marines
Yep.
from the Horus Heresy box set,
Okay.
and then have 3D printed chainsword arms, because finding the right size chainsword arms, like, you better have good friends, because those things are a commodity. You can't even go on eBay and get well priced ones. So
Yeah.
having this 3D printed, big money and time saver right here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's and in those in that sense, I support the 3D printing a lot. There's just some conversions and stuff that are just easier with the help of a 3D printer. But if you're still buying, GW stuff, I don't see an issue.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it.
Kilroy's in chat trying to give me shit for my disgustingly resilient feel no pain rolls.
Oh, boy.
He played with me back in 8th transition to 9th.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was. There's a couple times playing against his Tau specifically that
Yeah.
I rolled 10 5-up feel no pains on a Demon Prince to save him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Let's see, Dragon King Gold. Oh, that's cool. Let's see here. I got so much to do. But yeah, I mean, it depends on your army, right, when it comes to 3D printing. Like Orcs, for instance. You don't need to 3D print anything because Orcs literally is just like...
Oh, grab it from other armies.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
exactly
get it.
how they roll.
Ask a buddy to see his sprue box, or if he's clipped it off. I know some people that clip off all their extra bits and
Yep.
put them into tackle boxes.
Yeah, I have
Right.
I have baggies full of just different stuff. Yep.
You let them go through their stuff, and Orcs can just pull whatever they want.
Oh yeah, I like this idea that you're like, oh, they're sold out of trucks. Oh, fine, go grab a bunch of rhinos, kit bash the heck out of them,
Yeah.
and and you got what you need because orcs are running around and whatever they can, and they just call it a truck. At least that's how I think of it.
It's all a truck.
It's all a truck. Gets us there. Let's go. Oh man,
Uh-oh.
what's up? What'd you break?
Misplaced my cap for my glue.
Oh,
Hope it didn't roll down.
I didn't hear anything. It's probably somewhere hidden around here.
It's somewhere. Oh, under my clippers.
That is the best place to hide, in plain sight or close to it. But yeah, I've got to get these cob lights done, and then honestly, the only thing I have left, I need to make up some more of the scourges because I have tons of scourges, but they're all rescues, and most of them don't have the weapons they should have, sadly. So I need to get like 1 or 2 more boxes just to give me the things I really do need for scourges.
Oh,
at some point.
Tyranids?
Yes.
Tyranids for 3D printing. I assume that's what Dragon
Yeah,
King's asking.
that would be what he's asking.
I've seen some cool 3D printed bits to just like change heads and stuff, so you're not having all the same stuff over and over.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen some awesome 3D printed conversions to give some of them like butterfly wings and things like that.
That's
So if you
cool.
want to change what type of bug they are reminiscent to,
Yep.
3D printing's a really good option for that.
There we go.
I've also seen some 3D printed cyborg bits.
Ooh.
Like if AdMet got a hold of some Tyranids and
That's
turned them
funny.
into,
Yeah.
semi-sentient cyborgs. So rather than the hive mind, they're on the like machine spirit.
I like
which is,
that a lot.
I mean, heresy, but
I like that a lot either way. They're doing experiments, people. Get them. Okay, let's see.
yeah, Tyranids have some options. Not
Yeah.
Not as many as Space Marines. Chaos Space Marines, I honestly think if you're looking out at 3D printed stuff, Chaos Space Marines just has some of the coolest STL files.
Yeah, their line hasn't changed much. They don't have a lot of new models, so a lot of people have gone ham and made their own. There's also another company out there from miniwargaming.com. They have their own line of chaos models because Mini Wargaming Dan, I think it is, or Dave actually.
Yeah,
he loves chaos,
yes.
and he has got his own line of chaos stuff, for example. So there are at least for chaos a lot of alternate options.
I would like to get my hands on one of those boxes at some point.
Oh yeah, I almost did the Kickstarter. But at the time I was like, I'm not really a huge chaos fan. In general, like I said,
that's Harris.
I play a human in real life. So playing an alien just seems more like what I'm looking for.
Well, I'm playing guys that have demons in their brains.
There you go. Yeah, they know it now.
Some of them. Other ones pretend it's not happening.
I guess that's true. They're like, I'm fine here. Nothing going on. Nothing to see here. So how's the audio sound, guys? What do you think? Have we done? Did I do a good job? I'm hoping so. Let's see here. I don't hear any complaints, which is the best part. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, missing the bodies for them.
Uh-oh.
So missing the bodies for some Tyranids, but having leftover arms and legs and stuff. There are people.
eBay.
Yeah, eBay is a great place for that. There are some files out there to 3D print different bodies.
Very true.
What I would recommend, just to make sure you're staying in the clear and doing everything kosher, is people have made alternate bodies that are different than the GW version. So you're not just trying to rip it off, and then you can use those leftover GW bits to have a unique one, so it looks different than the one that you already built.
True that. That is the right answer right there. Because in certain situations, like now we're lucky where we live for the most part, but some GW stores won't let you play with non-GW stuff. They don't, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and that's their right, and you have to be aware of that as well. You never know if you walk into the, let's say Mallhammer, and and he's like, nope, can't play with that. That's not GW. So, and he can. So, just be aware.
Yep.
Be aware. Doesn't mean he will, but he might. Especially if like a regional manager is nearby.
Yeah.
He's like, you definitely can't be here right now. You must leave, sir. But oh man. Oh, let's see.
I personally
Yes.
love conversions. Maybe next time I'm on a hobby and hang, I'm working my way through painting an AdMech army that's kit bashed entirely with Skaven.
Oh, nice.
Rat mech.
Nice. That'd be fun. That'd be way fun.
So
I've heard somebody else make a similar idea. It sounds like that's not a completely unfamiliar idea to other people.
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of people over the years talk about doing it, but I've only ever seen it once. And you can find some decent conversion ideas online for it. In person, I've only ever seen it once. And so I was like, you know what? That feels unique enough to me.
Let's see here. I have so many bits for Tyranids just missing the body. Yep,
Yeah,
right, that Ramtech. Yep. And then Odin, what's up? Really happy with the Forge World units being updated. Oh, they put them on the app? Oh, I didn't look. So the app now has the Forge World. So what I'm excited about, and I'll have to confirm, is they showed the new updated stats for the War Boss on Warbike, which I love that guy. And so I'm really excited to have him back so that I can use him in 40K. Because, until he gets a new model, I really do enjoy the one I have, So, yeah, no, it's great that they added it to the app because we did kind of need that. And I was wondering when that was going to happen. But let's see. So what's everyone's favorite armies? What is if you were to only ever play one army all the time, what would it be? Including lore, right? You have to love the lore, if you will, and you have to love playing them. What would you choose? For me, while we're waiting for everyone else to decide, I think if I had to choose, honestly, it's kind of obvious, right? I think ultimately I like the idea that the Harlequins are saving the universal chaos. I probably would go. That's the one I play all the time.
Yeah.
I just want the range to grow a little more. That's all.
Yeah.
Give me some more loving. But now, what about you? I already know what it is.
You know what it is.
I know what it is, but do they know?
I did just see PK in chat said he thinks it'd be a jerk move on the part of a player to go into a GW store with an army that's all or mostly comprised of 3D printed units. Yeah, and the reason for that that I think that's kind of a jerk move, is that GW employee has been given instructions by their boss on how to handle people coming in.
Yep.
So doing that is just putting someone who
In an
should be a
awkward
friend in
position,
the community
yeah.
in an awkward position. Now,
Yep.
playing with 3D printed or mostly 3D printed units in your home, in your basement with your buddies, drinking beer. What's up, Kilroy? Him and I.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like, that's cool. Like, go ahead. Your hobby's your hobby. But there has been somebody who has been tasked with the position of making sure that's not happening in their store. So, like,
don't make it awkward.
don't make it awkward for them.
Because
they're a member of the community too,
and they don't care, but they have to care at the same time, right? So it's their job. So don't put their job at risk because they might get in trouble if the wrong person sees something or whatnot.
Yep.
So I remember posting pictures of these amazing converted Chaos Knights, and they were like, maybe he had bought all the GW models to do it, and by the time his conversion was done, it was probably like 45% original GW models, and then the rest were like baby parts and all that kind of stuff. In that instance, that's the exception, right? He bought the models to do what he did with it. That's one thing, right? But it's another when you like literally don't buy anything.
Yeah.
That's a huge problem. So yeah. So either way, let's see what people got. Anyone? What's your favorite? I know one person's a Tyranid guy. I don't know who that would be, Golda. But what about you, Bob Told? What is your favorite? I know you do a lot of AOS stuff with your wife, but what is your go-to army? Let's see here. We got lots.
Yeah, PK, that trilogy is amazing.
What?
He said he's reading his way through the Night Lords trilogy.
Oh, kissing butt over here.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Night Lords, not even Night Lords.
Nobody. Actually, what's funny, so I went into that trilogy already loving them.
Oh, yeah.
But when I came out the other end of it, still loving them even more, I bought all the stuff to make a Red Corsairs army.
Oh,
they're a big part of this. I won't spoil anything because I don't know how far through you are.
Yep.
PK, but I fell in love with the Red Corsairs and just like their functional dysfunction is really cool, and their tumultuous relationship with chaos is super cool. So I've got an all demons engine army.
Oh, nice.
That I hope to have painted up by the time the new Chaos book comes out.
I think the Red Corsairs, like knowing their lore and stuff, I mean, they're one of the few groups outside of World Eaters that's like, yes, that makes sense. Like some groups I was a little like, what? You doing what? Like I still like Emperor's Children is like, I realize it's more like they didn't mean to go fall down the path of darkness, really. They kind of, their cockiness led them that way, right? But at the same time, you're like, what? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. You shouldn't have fell. You're supposed to be perfect.
Well,
perfect
we had
warriors.
to have an even number of brothers fighting an even number of
I
brothers.
know. That's why it should have been Blood Angels. They would have been okay with it. Blood Angels are so close to going dark anyway. But no, I agree. I mean, it does make sense in it's right that Blood Angels are a likely target because of their thirst and all that. But it is also interesting that they were able to kind of resist it. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know who I would rather have seen go to darkness outside of Emperor's Children. Huh. Any suggestions? What do you think? If it wasn't Emperor's Children that fell to darkness, out of the ones that stayed with the Emperor, who should you think should have fell? That's a good question. I'm wondering. What do you think? Any suggestions? You like the way it is?
I would like to think that the Dark Angels, some of them have. You know, that's a
well,
fun
sure.
thing
We
to...
know. Well, let's be honest.
Yeah.
In Horus Heresy, every faction had some brothers fall, right? We know this.
But I just like the idea of the first also being the main betrayers, which we kind of already got out of the way with Horus himself being Alpha son and him being the one that betrayed. It would just have been cool if...
Yeah, no, that is a good point. Yeah. I saw this little fan fiction thing. I didn't get to read it, but it showed like what if the opposite was true, right? The armies that fell actually stayed loyal, and the ones that stayed loyal fell, right? Like, so all that switch. That was kind of a neat idea. I'm kind of curious how that would have played out. Like, you know, it's just a human wrote these stories. Any one of them can be chosen to fall.
Yeah,
for sure.
Man, I would love to see official rules for like a Luna Wolves army or something, right? I like to think of those chapters that just aren't there anymore.
Well, my mentality with them is they've got absorbed into existing chapters, right?
Well, they did. Yeah, they did for sure, and the main body of them being part of the Sons of Horus, but just like the armor and their combat style.
Well, I like I see. Like for me, if I don't know if you played the game, my brain suddenly stopped working. It's the video game where you get to play as the Blood Ravens. It's 40K. Anybody?
Yeah.
Can you remember the name of the game? Because I'm suddenly having a moment. But either way, in that game, right? What it turns out is GW wrote lore for it that the Blood Ravens in that they had an unusual amount of librarians, psychic intuitiveness, and all that kind of stuff. And it turns out they're actually a successor chapter to the Thousand Sons. But
Oh, cool.
but they're but they're
didn't
still
know that.
operating within for the Emperor, right? They stayed loyal and they doing the thing. So that was
Dawn of War.
Dawn of War. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's what I find was really interesting, right?
Kevin
Is the
Gauss.
Blood Ravens, and so actually on Forge, if you go to Forge World, they used to have him. Their chapter master for the Blood Ravens, you could find him from Forge World. He's available, and for I think it was an 8th edition or maybe 7th edition, the Blood Ravens even had rules to play. I guess that because the game's kind of discontinued it for the most part, they didn't keep it, which is too bad.
Yeah.
But no, they had rules, so that was pretty interesting to me.
Man, I'm pumped for Space Marine.
Let's go, Space Marines!
Space Marine 2. That'll be like the only thing I do with Space
I still need to
Marines.
beat Space Marine 1. I've gotten like halfway through the game and then I've got so sidetracked. But Space Marine 2 looks amazing. Amazing. If I was going to do anything, I wouldn't mind live streaming playing that game. Like, come hang with me while I try to beat this game. That would be one of the... I haven't Twitch streamed a game in so long.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So that would be such a hoot. For sure. Oh, man. Oh, let's see. It's
it'd
been a
be fun to get
crazy
some-
long day today.
Get some Warhammer adjacent stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways we can create, content for this channel for sure, and that's definitely one of the ways. So, yeah, no, I'm really excited about so Brandon Pillow is a big part of the stream now. He is our artistic, wing of Improbable Wargaming, and he has created now a dry brush palette, a texture palette.
It's cool.
And I'm really excited about that. We're going to be starting to have that available. We're going to be just selling it locally for now. I need to sit down and figure out setting up like a merch store so that people can buy and they get shipped out. We need to kind of figure out that detail. And then once we have that, then the goal is to have a new shirts with logos, hobby supplies and things like that available to you guys. So hopefully we'll get there. It's just there's so many things to manage.
Yeah.
It's just one more thing I got to think about.
Confirmed co-op for 3 people in Space Marine 2.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's sick.
Now that'll be fun.
I got 2 guys in mind I want to beat that with.
Oh, that sounds inappropriate. But yeah, no, I hear. Yeah, he went there, people, not me. I promise, I was innocent. But yeah, no, that would be amazing to have some friends to play that with. I mean, that's like for me as a gamer. I got to grow up playing on Nintendo with my buddies, playing all these a lot of cooperative games, growing up, and I definitely miss that.
Yeah.
So that would be way cool.
Yeah. Me and some buddies are really pumped with.
Yeah.
There's. I'm a big pro wrestling fan.
Oh no.
AEW Fight Forever comes
Oh,
out
here
this
it
week,
comes.
and the multiplayer for that looks like what I used to play with old school wrestling games.
That's funny,
Just pumped.
dude.
Like a throwback.
I haven't been into wrestling for a long time. I went to one wrestling match in my whole life, and it was when I was a kid. I won this thing through. I used to deliver newspapers, right?
Yeah.
And so I won the having the most new customers, right? And so I got to go see the Hart Foundation versus the Demolition Team.
Amazing.
And so they were on stage. Got to watch them. Bret Hart was there and all that. So no, it was definitely a fun event to go to. Yeah, I remember they had some midget wrestling in the beginning.
Oh no.
You had all of everything and more than you probably wanted going on. But I had a good time as a kid. But yeah, I mean, my wrestling era was Hulk Hogan and all them. So
yeah,
I haven't really kept up with it after the one Hart brother fell and died. Owen, thank you.
There's a tournament going on right now in his name on AEW.
Oh wow. So yeah, but I remember watching when Jake the Snake had his King Cobra bite Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was
He's actually
I
a
loved it.
manager now for a guy called the Murder Hawk Monster.
Oh,
Lance
wow.
Archer, and they brought back Jake the Snake as his.
You must have watched the documentary about Jake the Snake.
Oh,
I'm assuming.
100%. The resurrection of Jake the Snake.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes you realize that Diamond Dallas Page is absolutely if angels exist, Diamond Dallas Page is one.
That's hilarious and
Yeah.
true, probably. But the one thing I have to say that broke my heart is JC Hobby, right, sponsor of us, had him at the store. Just a couple, and I missed it. I did not know.
It was before I moved here.
Yeah, I was heartbroken because that's out of all the wrestlers I would have gone to visit, him.
Yeah.
Even my wife was like, "What? I would have gone too." We loved his his revival, if you will.
Dude, I love.
Oh,
so
no.
Jay sponsors us. One of the other things that they
Yes.
sponsor is Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Oh.
I'm somebody high up in Jay's. Maybe Jay himself must be a huge wrestling fan because Pro Wrestling Revolver is one of the biggest indie companies in the country.
Oh yeah.
And so they come to Des Moines every other month, and they do a show at the
Oh,
Horizon
wow.
Event Center. And Jay's their main sponsor.
That's nice.
Their stuff's all over there.
Yeah.
And they bring in some amazing acts.
We're really lucky that JCD and Hobby has seen something in us and given us a run, to see what we can do for them, because they do so many things beyond 40K, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, how many stores can you go to and be like, I'm gonna buy music, buy some 40K. Oh, and look, there's some paint over there. Oh, and down there there's some video games. And there's a collectible model I've been looking for.
Yeah. Absolutely spoiled as a community,
Yes.
a local community, to have
Have them
the options like that.
Yes, it's amazing. So super grateful for having them, and all that. So for sure. And if anyone's wondering what I was using, I'm using the Pro Acrylic Red Earth fine texture for my bases. I plan on actually I'm thinking tomorrow going and picking up some purple greenery, if you will. I call it greenery. Purple, plant life to put on it.
Oh,
to
yeah,
give
yeah,
the
yeah.
really alien effect.
I told you where I saw a
Exactly.
bunch of it for sale. Yeah.
Exactly. So I plan on going over there and snagging some tomorrow. I wanted to get it today, but it literally became impossible. It was like you were like, "Hey, I need those bits from Travis. Can you go get them?" Yes. And then it was like my wife's like, "I need you to go over here now and get me this."
Oh no.
And then I get a jingle from Trevor who's like, "Hey, I'm ready to record that new intro video." And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so busy." It's like
Funny.
I was everywhere. And actually now I'm thinking of it, by probably tomorrow, if not later tonight, we will have our new welcome video going up. It should be hilarious. We put a lot of thought into it, talking about, because we've changed a lot since we first started 7 months ago. Just so many new things going on with the stream, more in the future planned. And so we wanted to update our very blurry and dark video to something new.
Yeah.
And so really excited to show that off here hopefully by tomorrow.
Man, 7 months, you really hit some good milestones in the last week or two.
Oh goodness.
Getting over 1,000 views on a video, getting 500 subs, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been crazy, exciting. Oh my goodness, we're 300 away from 1,000 followers on TikTok, which then once that happens, we can start doing live things on there, and it's another community to interact with.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. I'm really excited about this and everyone's support. It's just been so great. Well, my goodness, let's see. So what does everyone think about, I don't know, right now I'm a huge fan. I feel like the Raiders are amazing. I want 2 more. I want 2 more. But I don't know, I'm torn because Drakari have still, in my mind, still good melee, but their shooting is so good right now. I'm debating if I should put 2 Reavers in here, having 3 Darkland shots going downfield, or if I should where my focus should go. I kind of like the army now, but
I think right now in the current play style,
Yeah.
shooting is gonna reign supreme.
Yeah, I think so too. It's hard because in my heart I'm a melee fan. I always love dealing with problems with that special touch.
It sounds like you need to play more 30K.
Well, I played a few games already,
Yeah.
probably more than you now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I agree
But I
with
play
you.
like an all melee army, so.
Oh, that's true. You're like, well, so does, this is a fun thing. I barely lost going into with World Leaders into Ultramarines. And really, the one thing that I liked is Trevor has been a diehard, World Leaders fan for a long time. And him getting to try out, other armies now, he's like, oh, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, Cornhammer knows what's up.
Cornhammer. More melee, yes, more melee. I don't disagree. I love melee. I know that Trevor's talking about digging out the special rules, fan-based rules for orcs, because he knows I love orcs, and I've got tons of orcs over there. So
I'd like to say that more melee, it's a gentleman's game. right? Melee on melee, gentleman's
It's a
game.
gentleman's game. I love it. I never thought about it that way.
You ever see the old video Bat Fight with Will Ferrell?
No, what? What have I missed out on?
Will Ferrell singing a song about getting into a bat fight. And,
Oh no, I missed that.
it's hilarious. If you haven't
Okay.
seen Bat Fight, you need to throw back to the early 2000s.
I guess I missed
That's
out
where
on
it's
that.
at. But it's a gentleman's game.
Yes, that's why. Well, you know, hey, I kind of play it cheatedly, like, if you will. Like, as an elf player, I get really close to you, and then I hit you with a lot of firepower, and then I finish you off with whatever survived my shooting. And so maybe I don't play it quite as honorable as you do.
Yeah. No, well, I don't. I hit and then run away, and then hit and then run away.
Oh, that
and then hit
reminds
and then
me.
run away.
So here's Jakari's new strategy that I love. It's called Prey on the Weak. If the unit you go into melee with is under starting strength, you get +1 to wound. They're
So
like,
what's really funny is that the same name, that's an actual Night Lord's rule. In third grade.
I think I've heard you say it before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you could get it, right? They're like,
Yeah.
they're weak. Let's get them. Everybody in.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, Lilith. Oh, she is unbelievable. For one turn, she goes up to 12 attacks from 8. She goes up AP and damage, AP and strength, and then she also goes to a 300 vulnerable save.
Oh my god.
For one turn, she's like, "How dare you try to kill me?" You know, it's like, holy cow.
Did she call the WA?
That's why she might as well have, right? But what I think is funny is we took down if you haven't seen the stream already, you gotta watch it. I'll try not to do too many spoilers, but let's just say Lilith wrecked faces. You gotta check it out. And we definitely harvested some souls, and definitely a few things joined our zoo. And you'll have to see who was joining the zoos, because I love it.
Think Drakari'd ever get along with World Eaters? Because you just want the souls. They want the skulls.
Exactly.
So it's like divide and conquer, you know?
Yeah, well,
You use every part of this
yes,
being.
I don't know, because Drakari have a weird feeling about lesser beings. They're just like, that's great, lesser being. Oh, because even Drakari look at Craft World and be like, those are our lesser kin.
Oh, and the orcs want the teeth. They can,
Orcs want teeth, but
if
they want
those
orc
three
teeth.
all teamed up, right?
Yeah,
you use
yeah.
every part of the carcass. You get the soul. We get the skull.
There you go.
You get the teeth.
There we go. Everyone gets a little piece of the party. That's hilarious. I like it. Yeah, the problem is while they're doing that, orcs are like, hey, you know what'd be fun? If we fought each other. And then world leaders would be like, yeah! And then Drakari's like, oh my god, you idiot.
Yeah. What does anybody in chat remember? There was an orc that Khorne loved so much that he
Yes.
trapped him into his own realm, and
You got it partially wrong, but
what is that? What is that?
Okay, so I'm struggling with his name right now. We'll call him Soul Snaga. I don't know. But what happened was that this war boss got to fight some demons, right?
Yeah.
While they were in the warp, and he loved it. So then he discovered that demons were attracted by psychers. So he filled his warship, right, full of weird boys and and all that stuff,
Awesome.
and was drawing demons in. And he was having a wall of a time. And then what he did is he finally was like, you know what? We're crossing into their world. And so he breached into the, if I remember correctly, he
Eye of
breached the
Terror,
Eye of
yeah.
Terror, and he got in there, and they were wreaking havoc, just killing everything. Khorne loved it so much that when all the orcs died, he created a planet for them, and they get resurrected every day, every fresh day. So endless war for them, endless war for the demons who love to fight, and
Yeah.
Khorne is happy.
Sounds like a good time.
Exactly.
It's like Valhalla.
Exactly. So I love the fact that the orcs found their
Demon
heaven.
killer. He's got it.
Demon killer thing. I knew it was
Khorne
demon
was got
something.
it.
But yeah, these orcs found their heaven. They just had to make it, right?
That's awesome.
So yeah, that is crazy.
That's some of that like old ridiculous I mean all 40K lore is ridiculous, but like that's some of the old ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I love it so much though. It just just trying to have a good time, man. Just trying to have a good time.
Same.
I love when they even when the Imperium thought they were doing something that hurt the orcs, when they got the orcs kind of fighting the Nids, and then the orcs were just like, oh, good fight, and they all just kept piling in to fight this tendril of them. Oh man, orcs were not unhappy. That's exactly what they needed to do. You brought them happiness. I'm struggling with this bit right now.
You mind hitting me with that jug of water over
Oh,
there?
yes,
I'm gonna
yes.
fill up my
Yes,
my hobby hard mug. Where's this mug from?
Oh, this is from Monument Hobbies. This is their mug that you get for $7. You can use it for your painting brush. We haven't used it yet. These are fresh in today. Mine's here just in case, but actually, it's a very cool mug that you can attach to your bag.
Yeah, it's got a carabiner on it.
Yeah, it's a cool little thing, and it's a great way to us to
That's
show
cool.
off their stuff. So
I wouldn't put my paintbrush in it because it's too nice.
it's too nice, but I will. But well, maybe I won't. I don't know. It's a good traveling paint cleaner or paint. I can't speak. Brush cleaner. There you go.
Yeah.
So I like that idea of it, and it's inexpensive. I mean, $7
Yeah.
is
that's
not a
bad.
big investment for something you need anyways. That's how I see it.
That's not bad.
No.
That's something I'd take along. There's a tournament I used to absolutely adore out in the Northwest.
Okay. Tell us more, sir.
Yeah, called OFCC.
Okay.
It's a team tournament. You'd get a team of 4. You would need to have a team theme.
Oh, cool.
You would bring banners, shirts.
Oh, nice.
You were supposed to bring a gift for all of your opponents.
Okay.
Your armies should have a theme and then a theme display board for all 4 of your armies.
Oh, nice.
I think the last year that I was there was 30-something teams. And it was the only tournament I'd ever been at where it was in a place where drinking was allowed and encouraged.
That's funny.
And
But
so
you haven't been to a GW event lately.
I haven't. But well, they're probably wanting to sell you theirs there, huh?
Well,
we were just pulling around igloo coolers.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, you sit on your
don't-
own igloo cooler while you're playing.
Actually,
stand up,
now
grab
that I think of it, like
this would have been amazing.
actually, GW they didn't stop people from bringing their own drinks, like that I'm aware of, because actually there was this one tournament player that whenever you killed the little drop pod little things he had, they opened up and had shots in them.
Awesome.
And then another guy I saw there, he had a shotgun vest, like ammo vest, full of shots.
This was over in the UK though, right?
No, this was here.
Oh,
This is
shit,
Kansas.
it was that one.
This
Awesome.
is Kansas. I saw less drinking in Warhammer Fest, even though alcohol was available, than I did when I was in Kansas.
Amazing.
And even LVO, there was a lot more drinking going on.
I got to get down there.
So yeah, no, Kansas is a great event to go to because they have a narrative play going on.
They've got a 30K event, too,
Yeah.
don't they?
I believe they do. They
I know
also have
Adepticon
Blood Bowl
does.
going on and all sorts of stuff. So it's a lot going on where you can get involved in for sure, and it's a good time had by all because you can go to a tournament and not be a competitive player because you're going to play narrative, and everyone's cheering on the story and everything going on. I think it's kind of a special thing, and there's nothing wrong with it. And then there's other people that pay like basically $30 to go there, and you just get pickup games. There's a whole bunch of people that show up to just do pickup games.
Awesome.
And so there's a whole section for that, and it's just really, really awesome, like you said. So lots of opportunities to have an amazing time at a GW event, and you don't have to be a competitive player to do it. So wahaha.
Not that there's anything wrong with them.
There's tons of things wrong with
I
me.
just don't know where they came from.
Well, I'm a competitive player, but honestly, I'm mostly there for the social side of it. I don't like losing. I'll be honest. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like losing. But at the same time, I'm not there to win because if I was, I would bring always the most competitive army. I would bring nothing but top tier. But that is not my style. Oh no, I think I lost one. Hopefully I find it. It went that way. I'll dig it out later. I'm so good at dropping stuff and losing it. That is my hobby time. It's finding the stuff
Dropping shit, losing it.
Exactly. Like, yes, I did it again. Okay, so that one does not have the grenade pack, so this one does. I have to say these little Dakari things are. Oh, that one's not meant to be either. I know this is not the right way you're supposed to build them. You're supposed to look at the instructions, but I built so many of them. Usually you can
I'm
finagle
also
your
not
way
looking
through it.
at instructions. These new
Yes.
TAC Marines that are in the Horus Heresy box
Yes.
are so intuitively laid out that every leg
Oh, I got you.
is right next to the body. On
That's
the
a good
screen.
thing.
So you don't have to look at instructions to build these.
Oh yeah. There's only a few models where I've learned you don't mess around, but with Dakari it's not the case. They're tiny little models and they're generally very straightforward. But I've dealt with like stuff from the Orc Army and stuff that you better follow the instructions because
Yeah.
it's like there's things go with exactly certain things.
And in the right order. Like sometimes you
Oh,
block
yes.
yourself off.
Oh yeah, you can't mess around. But with exactly. I find Space Marines are super easy to build as a general rule, though.
Yeah.
But some of the Elven stuff, oh my goodness, the like Craft World, they are some of the most complicated things I've built. You'll start off like what's this, and by the time you're done, you're like, oh look, it's a full torso. So there's that too. Let's see, we got that in there. That looks pretty good. Look at these hips. We got 4. I better go dig. I'm gonna go dig out the one I lost because I've only got 3 belts and I need it.
Better go find it.
The way they designed it, you don't have a choice. Oh look, a dice. Well, I thought, okay, well maybe I did lose it
Those
forever.
monument hobby brushes you got look real nice.
Oh, they're super good brushes. They have some left, so if you're looking for a good brush, get it while it's hot. They have, oh, I found my belt. Yay! So what I would say is, they have They have Adam's weapon rack, which is the first one I went into. Great brush set to start with, and then they have another one that I can't think of the artist's name, but it comes with 2 synthetics and 2 of their sables, and they truly are amazing. I keep them in. I like to keep my brushes safe, so I keep them in their containers. I even still have my weapon rack one, even though the weapon rack ones are sitting over here at the moment. And it's interesting. They color code them. Like your pro synthetics are blue, your sables are red. I get my synthetics for doing metallics and stuff like that. And then I've got my pro sables for doing all the regular painting stuff. Then I've got they only do synthetic brushes for your dry brushes, so I'm cool with that. And then of course, like I said, the weapon rack, they're a little different too because they have the red tips where like you can see here the sable is just pure red. So they definitely color code them so you can just identify them on site. That's cool. Yeah, and then by the end of this year, they're gonna be made in America. They're gonna move from Germany to here. I was talking to the founder of the company. He was telling me they're just waiting on one piece of equipment, and once it's here, they're going to go into production.
Awesome.
So that's super cool. Yeah, I'm
You'd
real.
like to hear that.
Yeah, it'll be nice because then you get to support American-made products for those people who care. Well, there are a lot of people that do. And then on top of it, it's just good to see that something like this, hobby-wise, is growing in America. It's not all coming from England or somewhere else, right?
Right.
So, good deal for us. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to make brushes for a living, but it would be fun to learn. I was learning because Monument Hobbies, for their sponsored people, for example, one of their sponsored people is Ninjon. They call us Monumental. And we are actually encouraged to come to Arizona and take a tour of the process of making paints and brushes and whatnot. And then also we're encouraged to create content while we're there and all that.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really one of those times I need to go down there just because I'd love to check the whole place out and all that. And
Yeah.
that's kind of one of those big things I want to do. I almost did it when I was driving back from Reno, basically 2 months ago now or whatever it was. I almost was like, maybe I'll just drive south and around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I decided I was like, no, I need to get home. My family needs me. But maybe next time.
Yeah, sometimes family comes over
Yeah.
and gets put before
those
wargaming.
bastard family always expecting stuff. What's wrong with that? But yeah, I like my kids, so that also helps me, encourage me to come back home. It's like, oh yeah, those kids, kind of like them. Let's see here. Okay, we got belts on. We'll let those dry, and then it's gonna be torso time. And then, we got a backpack because one guy is definitely carrying a heavy weapon. Let's see.
Kilroy's
what
asking.
glues do you guys like to use the most? The GW one feels like it dries slow to me. Well, I know what you like, but why don't you tell everyone?
Yeah. So I do like the GW one. I think I've gotten it down after building probably actually thousands of models in my life. That I've kind of got it down and I'm used to that dry time, so I work within that cadence.
Gotcha.
Like right now, you guys can see that I'm building assembly line style because I'm building 19 of the same guy. The other one is being built to kit out a different unit.
Yep.
building 19 of them. And so the amount of parts that I do at a time to like let it dry while I'm doing factory just like works out for me. It's the way that I've done it for so long that I'm used to it. But I have definitely come across other plastic cements that dry a little bit quicker. And then when it comes to super glue, like what I'm using on these resin arms and the magnets you see on the bottom of my bases here, Loctite Pro Gel.
Oh, yeah.
It being a gel really helps the piece stay in place.
I've heard that.
And then Loctite dries faster for me than Gorilla Glue.
Oh. See, I don't use Gorilla Glue at all. Maybe I should be. But for me, I end up using, I kind of ran across this for, I don't use Army Painter stuff in general, but I decided to try their glue, and I find it's more tacky versus liquidy, like the GW one.
Gonna grab something in my bag.
Yeah, go for it. And I find that it adheres pretty quickly, and I like it a lot, and so I end up using it. It's a little cheaper, right? I think the GW stuff's around $8, and they're like $6. So and it comes with more volume. So for me, it was like volume, and everything was important. And I'm always building stuff for the stream, so I need more glue, and if I can get it at a savings, I will. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, that's me. The only negative I will say about this is that it does leave strings. If you know what I mean, you have to kind of clean up the stringy mess at times.
Yeah.
But that's a small price to pay. My models generally don't fall apart. But I'm also very generous with my glue. So even if I was using GW's glues, which I used to, my models didn't really fall apart because I was just very generous.
Yeah, I feel like I've done it for so long that I've kind of got the amount and the dry time down to a science.
There you go. Yeah, that does help. And there's no wrong answer. It's glue. If it's meant for plastic, you're in the right direction. Just use it. And if you want to experiment, shoot. None of us are telling you what to do. Definitely experiment. There's great choices out there across the board.
Dude, there's this like generic brand that Hobbytown carries.
Okay, Hobbytown.
Yeah, where's the nearest Hobbytown?
I have no idea.
There is one around here. It's like West Des Moines or something.
You're probably right. Go on.
But Hobbytown has a generic brand in all of their stores.
Okay.
That just has their label on it, and it's a cyanoacrylate. And then they have an accelerant that you spray on it with like a little spritzer.
Yep.
That stuff's like instantaneous, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, the only problem I have with like the instantaneous stuff is that often it will, make the bond weaker, and then you run into that kind of problem. So I'm not always a fan of that, but I do hear you. There we go. Sorry, I had to reset a camera. It wasn't doing what I wanted it to. But yeah, no, I've kind of moved away from the fast adhesive because, like, from my experience, and then of course I looked it up, is like I'd use super glue with the adhesive, a little bonder, and then I found that same bit would just break and break and break all the time. And I went and looked up, and it was, and the thing was, that's why. Like, it doesn't create as good of a bond, and that's why using this more gel type super glue is so good, because it'll let you adhere it much easier.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to use the speed stuff. So.
Our corn friend is asking us if we've ever used Uhu glue.
I have Uhu over here.
Yeah,
but I haven't used it.
I lost another one.
You know what? If I get this stuff built quick enough, I might see if you can let me borrow a little bit of that Uhu glue. And I've got some painted Night Lords over here.
Yeah.
We've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos lately of guys using Uhu glue to make gore.
Oh, yes, that's exactly what it's been recommended for.
Yeah.
I keep dropping bits.
Where's that camera?
I'm going to spend my time on stream looking for bits that I drop. Oh, another dice.
The way that this stuff pulls, apparently the gore you can create is amazing. Yeah. And I do have some painted Night Lords right next to me, so if I've got some time towards the end of stream, if you'll let me take a little bit of this, I might give that a shot on camera.
Yeah, mess around with it, for sure. I mean, we're less than an hour left, so if you're going to do it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, time flies by on this one a lot. But hey, I'm finding dice while I'm going down there, and that's always nice. But
I better get to gluing arms.
Yes, it's crazy. You think 2 hours, and then because we're chatting, and and doing all that stuff, it just flies by. I am back. Matthew Rundy, welcome back. But, goodness. Let's see what else we got. Welcome back, sir. Good to see you as always. I don't know if this one probably doesn't belong with this waste, but we're going to have to live with it. We made our decision. We have to stick with it. It looks good enough. Only I shall know that I made an error. But, yeah, the hobby and hang is it's great for getting work done, great for chatting with our friends and everything, but gosh, it goes by too fast.
Yeah, this is a quick one.
I keep forgetting that you're new to the hobby and hang. Now we did start a little late tonight, by just maybe a minute or two, as I updated passwords and stuff, and of course I forgot to make sure that the software we used to run the stream knew that as well, and I didn't. So then I had to quickly troubleshoot what I forgot to do, and it would have been much faster if I wasn't under like, oh my god, I made a huge mistake. So
Matt's asking you a question on that.
Mr. Anderson, hey, I can take that Leviathan box off your hands. Well, you can if you win the drawing. My friend.
Remember, get your mom
Get
to
your-
sign up for a YouTube account, link her Discord,
Yes.
and then you got a second chance of winning it.
And hey, don't forget, if you like what we're doing, or we're homegrown Iowa, stream, right? If you like what we're doing, you want to see us be successful, tell your friends about us, right?
Yes.
Let people know, because we're growing in a lot of ways, but there's nothing wrong with a good old, help your friends, tell other people, word of mouth kind of thing. So don't hesitate to do that.
Maybe
Please.
they can win a Leviathan box that you can then
Yes.
take the second half of.
And maybe they'll share it with you, like, right? There's more than one way. Now, not Mr. Anderson. Oh, I've got $20 for you. You can cry for me. But Matthew Rundy is one of our top tier Patreons. The benefit of that is he gets regular painting class with our good friend Brandon Pillow.
Man, that guy's good.
He, of course, gets 2 entries into the giveaway, right? So where everyone else gets 1 entry, all of our Patreons get 2. We're at 20 Patreons right now. The goal is to get Patreons to 100 and above. So then what will happen at that instance when we hit 100 Patreons is that Patreons will get their own giveaway. It'll be, there'll be exclusive Patreon-only giveaways. So we're really excited about that potentially becoming a thing in the future. I mean, we're only 80 away. It's not really that far away.
No.
But one day we'll get there, and then we'll be able to give Patreon even more content. I'm debating at some point we'll add to the top tier, right? We'll add maybe some monthly class on just strategy, like how to play 40K at more of a strategic level, right? And thinking about
more efficient.
Yeah, strategic. Efficiencies, right? How to pick, how do I pick a model versus like how someone else picks a model, or like what am I doing to design my army and things like that. Those really fundamental things will suddenly start winning you games, because your army is just so highly tuned that all you have to do is just play a average game and you're already playing better because your army is so high tuned. So there's a lot of amazing things. As Mr. Rundy over there knows, building your army efficiently is the first step in being successful. And some of that you can do by looking at what other people do with their armies, but the problem is people tune their armies based on their play style and what they're trying to achieve. So
in their current meta.
And they're in the current meta, right? So it's helpful to understand what a person's thinking, but ultimately, even when like this fresh 10th edition, right? I have a general idea of what I think this army should do and how I want to build it, and then now I'm playing it, and then I'm looking, I'm like, okay, that's not working. What can I do to make this unit? But what can I replace this unit with to be better? You know what I mean? And you're like picking through your army and figuring out how to improve it, and then sometimes you make a guess, right? Okay, I think this unit will replace it better. Next game, you're like, oh no, nope,
never again.
Nope, won't swing that again. So it's great experimentation that you can learn. As a competitive player doesn't have to be the sweaty tryhard trying to win everything. You can also be that guy who just loves breaking down all the different models in your army and figuring out what does what works well together. How do you make great synergies and develop strategies? And then you'll just find that you're just having a lot of great games. Like I like like I was a competitive chess player. I played in high school and I played in college, and so I just really enjoy high level games. And so for me, that's where the fun is. And I'm not really, I don't care if I win for the most part, right? I'm not trying to be a world champion. I just want to win more than I lose. And that's all I'm asking for, right? It's not a big ask. It's not a big ask.
He just wants to go 51%.
51% is a good place. Actually, last season, like I finished out at I think it was 60% is what I ended up being. Then I won 60% of my tournament, my competitive games.
Sweet.
So that was good. I was above average. And then in my just practice games, I was like more 80%. So it wasn't too bad. And you track that through apps and stuff. It's it's just more like it gives you a good way to judge how you're growing as a player, not so much as bragging rights. Because by no means am I trying to brag that somehow I won a lot, but it's more of like how much I grew. Because when I first started playing competitive games, oh my goodness, I was getting whomped. I was like, what? And then when you started winning those games, you started, eking your score up, like figuring how to get score better and stuff like that. You can kind of be like, okay, I'm figuring this game out.
Start seeing where your deficiencies were.
Yeah, and then just seeing that growth is amazing, and it just makes you feel better. So nowadays, I'm more excited about growing our local community. I'm more excited about just going to see like friends at the tournaments than anything else, which is just great. Like seeing it's kind of crazy. You go to KC and you like see a bunch of guys, and then you go out to LVO and you see the same faces, and then you go to Warhammer Fest and you still see faces you know. You're like, I'm halfway around the world and I'm still running into people I know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So there's a lot of like way cool, like the community side of this is amazing.
I'd love to make it out to Warhammer World someday.
Oh, dude. My wife has actually loved England so much she wants to go to Warhammer Fest next year, and I definitely want to go back to Warhammer Fest again, or Warhammer Fest and go to Nottingham. Nottingham is a beautiful city. We took the walk from the train station along the canal to there. It's just a beautiful walk.
Awesome.
Lots of ducks and geese and swans, and then you get to the place and it's just cool. It really is.
That's awesome.
We spent 9 days in England. It was well worth it. Yeah, we're going back. That's for sure. That is decided. If it's going to be every year, less likely. But if it's every other year, that's probably the way. Let's see here. Is it worth it in 10th edition? Have you played? Oh yes. I have played.
I know. So he's wanting to know if 100 guardsmen is worth it.
Oh, well, I didn't read the first post, so that's a good question, and I don't have a great answer for you. I would say you're going to lose games. How many? I don't know. But it depends on what you bring to support those guardsmen, right? Dorns are amazing vehicles. Bringing some artillery to make sure that those guardsmen have a hail of doom landing in front of them to keep the enemies at bay is not a bad thing. But if you just brought, naked guardsmen with no good support, I think you're just gonna see the Drakari harvest you.
You're gonna look like a real guard general.
Yeah, you're gonna look real bad. But no, I think you build an army with great, like guard for example, are an army that need their support. They're not gonna just be standing there with no tanks, no artillery. You know what I mean? No Vogren or something.
Yeah.
They need their support, and if you build it right, you're gonna be very pleased with the results. So. But if you just want to have fun, yes, bring as many guards as you can and see what happens.
So they have a decent amount of indirect fire too, don't they?
Guard have so many different ways to do indirect fire that you're going to be able to do artillery. They have.
You just got to protect that artillery.
Well, that's not hard, right? I mean, if you think about it, they sit on your home objective, out of line of sight, and then you have a guard squad sitting there like, I dare someone to show them.
Yeah.
And then you just keep nuking the other side of the board while your tanks are rumbling up. And guardsmen are running up next to him, and you just see how it goes. And right now, this is a shooting meta, so guard shooting should be all right.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. A little more glue to dry, and then we're going to be putting on some guns. Let's go. Gosh, let's see. We got that over here. We got that over here.
Yeah, I'm putting all my bolt pistol arms on first.
Pistol arm. Yep, I've got to put on my Dark Lance. I've got to put on my Heat Lance. I've got to put on my shuriken cannon as well as my blast, my shredder, I guess is a better word for it. Then I got to put on this squad. So we got all that going on. Lots to do. And let's see. So he's got his base. We got the man himself. I don't know if I painted him super well, but I am happy with overall how he came out. I kind of went with a more purpley skin, you know. When I think Dark Eldar, I'm thinking, you know, they're not going to be beautiful skin. They're dang near chaos, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they're not far removed. So,
Not far.
so this is about as chaosy as you can get, not be chaos.
And not be Slanesh.
Exactly. I mean, they're so close. It's not even funny. Oh man, too bad their souls taste so good. The demons want to eat them instead of make friends with them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you guys taste just so good.
Tasty.
Yeah, we don't want to make friends. We're just gonna eat you guys. Thank you. So you know, there you go. I'm excited actually. Did you see the little article that came out a couple weeks back where GW announced that they're going to be doing a you know, the Outcast elves, if you will, and the Outcast elves are going to be more focused on Harlequins, Drakari, and the Outcasts, and less craft world, right? So when you get the Yunari, right, the Yunari have to have a lot of craft world mixed in, and then you're going to put a little bit of the Drakari and a little bit of Harlequins, right? With this one, it's going to be more Harlequins, Drakari, and the Outcast. So I'm really excited about the possibility of that with a little bit of craft world mixed in.
Yeah.
A little more my style. The craft world at times are a little too goody two shoe, a little too uppity for me at times.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that the card are like, you made me, like, I remember I was watching this episode of Warhammer Plus, and the Archon was like, you have frustrated me so much that I'm gonna make sure that we eke out as much pain from you as we possibly can. Before, you know, I mean, you will have a life of extreme pain for as long as possible, and I will strap you to the hood of my Raider so everyone can see you suffer. I got it.
Sounds great.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, dude, it was crazy watching like the fight scene, and you see this Archon just cutting down.
Yeah.
It was you know, the Iron Warriors, you know, Iron Within, Iron Without.
Yep.
He's just cutting them down until finally that girl stabs him in the foot, and you see his two up vulnerable save fall, and then he gets done. She stabbed him in the foot. And he's like, oh, you be, you know, basically, and then then it's all over for him. But he was killing some serious Terminators.
Love it.
He was like, I'll wreck you.
Oh, Talking Glue, is this going to be another night of smelling fumes?
Is this going to be another night? Yeah. Well, I mean, there was
way
one
ahead of you.
Well, so here's the story. I think Rex might have been here for that. I had this glue from this Japanese company. It's in a glass bottle, a green top, and I accidentally bumped it, and we poured glue all over the old table.
Awesome.
And we were giggling, laughing. You could tell we were high while we're trying to clean it up. It was a silly night for sure. Not
Sniffing
what was intended.
glue.
Yeah, we were sniffing glue.
Just like you were back in middle school.
There you go. We were out of control, people. Out of control. Things were said. I don't know. Let this dry a little bit more. I've got a lot more work to do on these guys. I've got to get their skin done. I've got to get some stains in. I need to go ahead and do some edge highlighting on here. You can see the skin still's got some work, but we're getting there. These boys are nearly done. You only need 2 of them in this edition so far. Which is nice. You can have up to 6 of the Taloses, if I remember correctly.
Oh, cool.
Well, I think you can do it. Yeah, you can do them in units of 2 now instead of units of 3. So that kind of nerfed them in that way. So, you know, I have enough now to run 4 Taloses and 2 Chronoses. Yes, but I need to end up buying like basically 2 more boxes just so I can have 6 Taloses if I needed. And then eventually, I can magnetize all of that potentially, so then I can interchange it anyway.
Yeah,
that's kind of the big plan. For these guys, you don't really, outside of not magnetizing them just because I was being lazy, they, they don't have weapon changes like the Taluses do. Let's see, yes, but no, it's funny. People have seen too many silly things happen on this stream for sure.
Well, I mean, Trevor and I are talking that our narrative, is going to require us to be drinking some very particular beverages the whole time.
Woo! Well, the big rule for the stream now, especially with the new studio, I don't know if we can call it new anymore. We've been here a while, but the big thing with it is that we can do non-labeled containers.
Yep.
That's the house rule. We're okay. Drink some of your fine,
Well, what him and I were
liquor.
talking is we're gonna play a game of Night Lords versus World Eaters.
Okay.
Red wine and white shirts only, baby.
Oh no, what's gonna happen? It's gonna be bad. I can already tell. No, it sounds hilarious. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be here producing, so I mean, I'll get to see the whole thing.
Red wine and white shirts only.
Oh yeah, we're actually I'm gonna start training our homie Trevor to be able to produce, because in an instance, let's say I have to work that night or something, instead of having to cancel, then Trevor and you guys can just show up. He'll know how to set everything up.
Yeah.
And then you guys can stream while I'm at work, and it won't be a big deal. So we're putting that into place here, as I'm going to be changing jobs soon to higher pay and different hours and stuff. So benefits and maybe some negativities, but it's worth it for the family. As we hope this channel one day will take off, and then I won't need to have a regular job. That's what I'm hoping for.
Just play with your toys.
I don't know where he's going with that. But yes, yeah, no, it'll be really exciting when we hopefully one day the channel gets to the point where I'm able to do that. And now, just as I'm thinking of it, guys and gals who are in the channel, we do have several new regular. So we're doing long and short format videos for the channel. For example, I've got a 8-case review up. I've got a how to clean your brushes video up, and then we've got 2 new videos up from Brandon. One is how doing airbrushing effects on your swords, your power weapons.
Yeah.
And then he also another one he put up last week is how to, like, if you lose a bit and you need to do a conversion, like how you can take a bit and make it fit and make it look like, oh, this is battle damage now, or so we're working on these interesting different kind of videos to supplement just live streaming. So and then of course a lot of these videos were already been out, but they were Patreon only. So as a Patreon, you get a week ahead access to any new content that are video wise. So how-to videos and whatnot are going up to Patreon first, and then we load them a week later. So that's another thing we're doing to kind of give Patreons a little something, a little thank you back, right?
And Brandon's a super knowledgeable dude.
He's so good. I don't want to ask him for help on my painting just because I'm a stubborn bastard, but I think that I can learn a ton from him, and honestly, that's why I brought him on board, because the man knows how to paint. He's very, very skilled. We're lucky to have him, for sure. So don't hesitate to check that out. That's another thing we have for Patreons only. We have a Patreon channel that is for posting your artwork, so that you can get critiques and grow. Right? We have our general hobby channel where you can just show off stuff and people are like ooh and ah. But for patrons, we have an art channel that is purely for the honest critiques to grow. And because it's a little too hard to manage that for the the nearly 170 people in the thing. But for our patrons, they can get a little more attention and focus on what they want to do to get better. And that's kind of the idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out ways to give back to the people that are helping us grow with equipment and stuff, while still creating great content for everyone else. So that
Discord's a fun place to be.
Dude, it's grown so much. Like, I remember when it was just 7 people in there, and now it's coming up to 200 people, and it'll probably get there before we know it. So
especially if people are going to want to try and win a Leviathan box.
Oh my God, can you believe it? I don't
really
know why they want to do that. But yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of reasons to be in there. But it's an interesting community, because we've got people in there from England, people from Europe, because the people I met at Warhammer Fest joined in just to hang out. We've got people from Iowa, we got people from Vegas, Minnesota, all over. And so there's a lot of people in there to meet and make friends with. I like it, and and it's just ever growing. I'm curious to see what it'll be like when I get off here and see how many people joined since last I was there. There's been days where we've had like 10 people joining and more. And of course, I put up a post on Instagram and on TikTok reminding everyone that this is the last week to get in on this giveaway. And then once it's over, it's over. So, like I said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're not in our Discord, get in there, because we're giving this away, and we're coming to the finish line.
It's a hefty box of plastic.
Oh my goodness, it's probably one of GW's largest, I think. And only thing I'm sad about is the fact they didn't put anything in there I'm looking for. I'm not a NIDS player anymore. I haven't played NIDS since 4th edition.
Yeah.
You know, I've just never felt the righteousness of a Space Marine, except for when it's Blood Angels. Blood Angels, for some reason, I get them, they get me. I like them.
Because they're just not chaos. You know?
Yeah. Well, like, that's the other thing. Do you have Warhammer Plus? Did you see the Blood Angel series? Like, we have the poster right here.
Yeah.
This made me almost start playing Blood Angels because it was so good. It was just so good. I hope they add more to it in the future because it was an unbelievable series. Got me thinking, almost buying a Blood Angel army. Bastards! How dare you, GW, try to get me to buy another army?
Yeah. So he's asking what I'm doing for the Killer Blades.
The Killer Boy. Tell me more.
There's Brandon right there talking to you. So he's wondering what I'm gonna do with my Inducti for the Killer Blades.
Oh, okay.
So the Hope, I'm gonna have the chain swords in their hands, these 3D printed ones,
Makes
and
sense.
that's in case I ever want to run these guys as despoilers. It'll just be one of those let my opponent know before the game what unit it is.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm gonna put big old
something.
like K-bar knives on their hips.
Oh, K-bar knives. Oh boy.
Yeah, something
Something
similar to
substantial.
that. Yeah, something big. Put it on their hip. So then, if I say they're Inducti, like, hey, that's the Killer Blades.
I got you. Interesting.
I know it ain't perfect, but if I can get this to be a despoiler or an Inducti, depending on the game,
that's the plan, right? That's the plan, Stan.
that's the plan.
I wonder. This is interesting. Almost makes me want to put a sword on here. Whoop. Don't get too much. Voila. Okay, this guy almost looks like he's not having someone hold his pistol. He gets to be like, haha, I love my gun. I hold it up and kiss it. Nah, that Brandon guy's okay. I mean, we're keeping him for now. He's kind of like, we found him like a stray puppy out of Fort Dodge. He was just wandering the streets like, I will paint the model if you let me. And we thought he was cute. We took him in. He's a good guy. I like him a lot. Hey, Brandon, did you finish that video? I haven't. I'm curious if you finished our new intro video, because I'm really excited to see it here when we get off the stream. And feel free to upload it. And then let's see. Hey, Steven has a good beard. Hey, well, thank you.
They're trying to say you're almost as cute as Brandon.
Oh, well, I'm older, so I'll take almost as a big compliment. Brandon's like, I feel like Brandon's, we're gonna take him to Vegas. We're gonna find him a new wife. Well, he doesn't have he has an ex-wife, but we're gonna find him a new lady in Vegas.
Dragging him.
We're just gonna drag him along, get him married out there. We're gonna be like leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
He's like, baby, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. It's gonna be amazing. That's the plan, Stan. Okay, so we got 6 of our poisonous weapons to add, and then we are on fire. Okay. Don't think we're doing a flag. Wing. I don't know. It feels a little uppity. Okay, let's say, hey, Steven has a... Okay, no, okay. That is true. Isn't that? Aha. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Brandon's in here hanging out. Everyone, just give Brandon middle fingers in the chat. I don't know. Pick something cool. Let's give him this. I don't know. There we go. Give him some hearts or something. He is our hobby guy. He's having automotive problems right now, but he will get it all sorted, and that will be great. Okay, gun time. These Jagari are here to kill you. Oh my goodness. Let's see here.
Bolt pistol's done.
Bolt pistol done. Okay. My kids actually dug out like an old Nintendo. We picked up one of those a while back. The basically like mini Nintendos that they and I bought one, and they finally like found it, and they're like in there playing like Donkey Kong Jr. and stuff from the old days.
Nice.
It's so funny. They're my little gamers. Now, where are your friends from? Is it Idaho? Where'd you meet them again?
Yeah, Idaho. Oh,
Oh.
so I've lived in
You've probably been a few places.
LA, Chicago,
Sure.
and Boise, Idaho are the
Boise.
most recent places.
Okay.
And yeah, I got Warhammer friends from all three of them.
Nice. And they're all like, "Oh my God, he's still alive."
Yeah. Still talking about the same damn Chaos Legion.
Yeah. Well, all he can handle is one legion.
Nah, I'm a Death Guard guy too.
Will be. We don't know yet. He's just saying that. Don't listen to him. He's a poser.
Yeah.
Poser Death Guard.
I've got the 40k Death Guard army.
Oh,
just
do you?
not 30k yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't. Oh, yeah. I guess you do. You do.
Yeah.
That's true.
I got a whole Morty painted up.
What are you doing next Sunday? Actually, now that I think of it.
Let's check that schedule.
Yeah, check your schedule. Well, we don't want you to bring Death Guard, but you should bring something. If you were free, it'd be fun to get you a 10th game in. Give you a whole week to learn a 10th game. Then I could just throw like Harlequins at you because they're not the Harlequins of old.
Yeah. I've got a tentative event that I have to be at, but
no.
I should know by Wednesday.
Yeah,
if
let
I
me
have
know
to
Wednesday
actually
what's
be
going on. And that, just so you guys know, this man here has a food truck and
Yeah.
makes amazing burgers. I wasn't sure, but when I got my burger, I was impressed.
If you're ever in Des Moines, our restaurant won Best Burger and Best American Restaurant in Des Moines.
Yep, and then you can find his food truck around.
Yep.
Do you share the app? Do you share your location like on Facebook, or what do you do to let people know where your food truck's at?
Typically on Instagram, but most of the stuff that we're
okay.
doing is private events.
Oh,
I'd say we
so snobby.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, our restaurant has so much popularity in the area now that
Yeah.
once word got out that we had a food truck, there was a whole lot of interest there.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm excited for you guys. It's a good deal. And I mean, it's amazing food. So, like I said, if you do hear about, or what's it called? What if people want to look you up?
Fine Foods.
Lachelle's Fine Food. Is that your Instagram name?
So yeah, you can find us on Lachelle's Fine Foods on Instagram, or if you want to see the truck's location, it's on Lachelle's Battle Bus.
Ooh, there you go.
And that's Lachelles.
Nice, amazing.
Named
food,
after
guys.
my sister-in-law.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for burgers, I would highly recommend them. You get chips and a burger, and they're amazing. Oh,
Dude, these arms
are
gonna. Yeah.
What happened to our arms? Look at that.
These arms are just taking some real time.
It does happen.
It's resin.
Yeah, resin is a joy at times. Let's see. Hear me out. We take the food truck to LVO.
Yeah, that's what we ride. Pack your armies in.
We'll see if the casino, like the Rio, kicks us out after we've been parked out there for a bit. But no, I mean it would be a hoot. We make some. I think you might make some money.
Yeah, them some hungry burger guys. I've tried to see if I could park. I think I told you at like Warhammer events around here.
You
talk
gotta
to the game stores. But
yeah, don't talk to the game store. Talk to the lot owners, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you gotta get that taken care of, man.
Yeah.
This is not a should. This is you must. Like if it was me, I've already talked to them. I'd have been handing them a burger while telling why they should let me park there.
Yeah, the difference is the amount of people that I would get there wouldn't be that much compared to the other places we park. But it'd be fun to serve the
Well, it's
community.
not just that though. If you think about the fact that you get permission, and then let's say there's an event across the road, right?
Yeah.
You can park across on the other side and be like, food truck.
Yeah.
Well, dude, there's like just in Pleasant Hill, right, by off of University, and there's a church that does what was it? Today they were doing a farmers market, and there's a couple of food trucks that park out there, barbecue and stuff. So yeah, and I remember when I used to sell honey, right? I used to go there, and they charge you, I think it was like $10 for the day, and you park your vehicle, and in your case, and you sell food.
You used to sell honey?
Yeah, I used to. So what I did is I sold my beekeeping business off a couple of years back for more than it cost me to start it up and run it. And so there's still bees on my property, just back over here, not too far. There's a whole bunch of hives, but now it's somebody else's business. I used to have 50 hives, and I had enough equipment to go up to 100, and that was kind of the goal. But it just became like it wasn't like, unless I was gonna pack my bees up and take them to California and do that kind of stuff, it really wasn't a worthwhile business.
Yeah.
You know, or if I wanted to raise queens and sell to new beekeepers and things like that. But I really did enjoy it, but it wasn't. It ended up just being more of a cool hobby, not really the business I wanted.
Yeah, that's still cool.
Well, no, it was neat. You know, getting stung, you know, and catching swarms and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, good thing you weren't.
No, I'm not allergic, lucky. Well, see, it was funny. When I was a kid, my mom told us we were allergic to bees, maybe just to keep us away from them. But then as I'm as I get older, I find out I'm not allergic to them, and maybe that was just my mom trying to keep us away from them. You know, my mom definitely had her own way of trying to keep her boys alive.
You gotta try something.
Yeah, we were always getting in some kind of trouble. We were easily bored and found the wrong things to do many times. So, what are you gonna do? Okay, there we go. We're getting there, people. I think I'll have these guys done before he does his. I based a bunch of models and got arms and stuff
Hey,
built.
I'm saying this resin's really holding me
Oh
back.
yeah, resin will slow you down, right? I'm still scared to build Horus Ascended. He's over there in his box. I haven't taken him out. Like,
You haven't?
No, because he's all resin. I'm just terrified of him. Like, I probably give him to Trevor to build because at least he's a very experienced resin builder. I don't need a $150 model being broken by me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather hand it over to somebody with more resin experience. I've only built a few resin models in my time, so I'm not as confident in it.
Yeah, I got a whole box of resin models right over there, and man,
nice.
it ain't.
The whole nother.
It ain't fun.
Yeah. It is a wonderful thing when GW decides to put stuff in plastic for sure. Holy cow! Well, even painting them, right? Painting the models is a lot more work too, because you gotta clean them, make sure that you got all the residue off of them. There's a lot of extra steps that for plastic, you just don't deal with.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna build my horse stuff outside of having someone else do it. That's kind of where we're at. Actually, that was what Trevor and I were talking about. He's going to build and paint my Horus army for me because he knows I'm so busy working on Oryx, Tau, Craft World, and Dakari all at the same time.
Yeah.
So he's like, "How about this? You just buy it. I'll take care of the rest." Like, I was like, "Deal." I was like, "I just don't have time for that." Well, you know, it's good when you have teamwork, right? When you're partnering up with people with the same kind of dreams and hopes, right? That then we're just kind of working in a collaborative way because we're all in it together, trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, we got somebody in chat hype about Leviathan.
Leviathan.
Do they know that they could win this box?
Oh, Robert, man. Yeah, well, Robert definitely knows. Robert is another Patreon. He is my homie. He does a lot of Maulhammer, but he also comes out to JCD and Hobby. He's a great guy.
Maybe I've met Robert.
Loves Death Guard. You definitely met Robert. He's a tall guy, but he plays Death Guard. He's got a little bit of heresy addiction as well.
Nice.
And he's just a generally just nice guy.
Tall guy. To you tall or to me tall?
Well, to you he'd be like your height or in there. I mean, Robert, you know this man here. Are you guys? How close are you in height to him? Because I don't know. I never seen you guys stand next to each other, but I know you know who Alex is, for sure. I mean, so let us know who's taller, Robert, and then Mr. Rundy. Yeah, no, it's crazy. This box is going to be out of here before we know it, and sad to see her go. But at the same time, she's been a great, useful friend who's helped us grow the channel with just her presence alone.
Sounds like we need another.
Yeah.
Though you were hyping that next month's
next
giveaway
month's giveaway is going to be bigger. I'm telling you, next month's giveaway, bigger. You're gonna be. I'm not telling you until next Monday. So come Monday, find out what the heck we're giving away. It's bigger
I don't
than
even
this.
know. I don't even know.
Yeah, it's bigger. It's gonna be exciting. Bigger's better, right, people? This is the goal here. Is I'm gonna try to make these giveaways super hot for you all, and in return, we're gonna drive this channel past 1,000 subs and upwards, so that we can get to where we need to be to grow this channel and continue adding fresh new content for all of you. So be ready. Next month's giveaway, even bigger than this month's. I'm super excited. And if GW will follow through. So I'm going to tell you this story before we get too close to the end. When I was in Reno, for those who may know, I was there for family emergency. But while I was in Reno, I found a GW store, wide open, unlocked.
Wild.
I sat out there for over an hour, shooing people away because one, the store was closed an hour earlier than it was supposed to. But he probably got okay for that, so we're not going to judge that. But it was closed an hour early, so people were coming to go in the store. Door was wide open, lights all off, fresh for the pickings.
Wild.
And I got there, and I shoot away people. I called Jason at the Warhammer store over here. He got a hold of the regional manager, and she promised, like, I didn't ask for anything, but she promised that she was sending me a gift. And she asked for my address and all that stuff. So I provided it. Now, it's been 2 months, and nothing has come. Well, the rumor has been that I was told that I might be receiving one of these as a free gift. If that is the case, I'll be giving it away because honestly, I don't need this box. I would much rather have you guys, my Patreons, and our subscribers have another box. So if GW does follow through and send us another one of these boxes,
cool.
I will have that up.
Cool.
But that'll be after next month's giveaway, which, like I said, is going to be amazing. So we'll see. I might have another Leviathan box up for grabs in another month. So that would be amazing if GW does follow through.
But that's still not the bigger thing.
That's still not the big thing. That's just the extra woohoo thing. And then, of course, who knows what's coming next, right? So I'm excited for the future. Oh, our hero. I used to live in Reno. Nice, man. I went to college at the University of Nevada, Reno. Before we moved out here, I followed my wife, the love of my life. And probably, let's be honest, I wouldn't have this channel if it wasn't for her support. She's been and always has been a very supportive lady. She believes that we have our dreams and we support each other as good partners. We don't limit our partners' opportunities to do things as long as it doesn't jeopardize our relationship, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm very lucky to have her. I know lots of guys who have women who you walk out the door and they start calling you and texting you when you're coming back. Right, and it's kind of sad, right? Because they're insecure and we feel bad for them, and that's too bad. But I am at least lucky to have a lady who's very confident, knows I'm not going nowhere, and believes that I have a chance at doing whatever I set my mind to. So lucky me.
Same. My wife has never once held me back from, especially my hobbies.
Yeah. Sometimes they probably should. But they haven't.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well, there he goes again. Let's watch him burn.
Like, I still skateboard and shit. And,
wow.
She, a long time ago, probably could have said, knock that off.
My brother finally
break yourself.
My brother finally, in his 40s, finally had to stop skateboarding because he's like, I'm getting hurt and it takes so long to heal now.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, I got to stop now.
I'm still in my early 30s and it takes me forever to heal from shit like that.
Oh, goodness, yeah. I remember my brother. My brother has been skateboarding since he was 12. So, and I just remember, we were watching playing the skate videos and doing all that stuff, So, yeah, he's been doing that for a very long time. It is not a bad idea eventually to stop. I mean, I eventually had to stop doing jiu-jitsu just because it was interfering with just a lot of things. The injuries. I couldn't even do my falconry. Like, I remember I hurt my shoulder really bad, and I'm trying to take my red-tailed hawk hunting, right? And I'm literally walking around like this, holding my hawk. Like, because I couldn't hold my arm up. It was not fun trying to hunt and fly your bird when you can't even hold 3 pounds in your arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you still have a bird?
So that's a good question. I release my bird every spring, and then I get a new one every fall. So starting in August, I can bring home a new hawk from the wild. It's a juvenile, and so I usually wait now until late September to October to trap a hawk, just because they've been independent long enough to where they're not like mama, because if a red-tailed hawk imprints on you, they're a more aggressive child, if you will, and if you don't give them what they want, they will try to grab you, and usually in the face.
Really?
So I prefer them to have been away from mama and daddy for a little bit, so that when you develop your relationship with them, they see you as a partner and not as mama.
Yeah.
And that's important. So
how do you trap one?
So I have what's called a ball treeing trap. It's a lot of fishing wire. They can't see it, and it's a dome trap. And I put my little gerbil in there named Biscuit,
Oh,
and Biscuit has helped trap a lot of hawks.
really?
So yes, she's been around for 3 years, and she's very successful and helped me lure in the birdies. And so what happens is the hawk comes down, grabs the trap, and then the trap holds onto her, and she can't fly away. And then I come over and I put a blanket over her and calm her down, and I hood her just like you see. And once she's hooded, she's calm, and then we bring her home and we start the training.
Man, that's a gerbil with a purpose.
Oh yeah, she entertains everyone and also looks yummy to big giant birds.
Amazing.
So yeah, and I think it's funny to call her Biscuit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm sure she's got PTSD moments. Whenever she sees a shadow moving over her head, she's like, "Oh God, not again!"
Oh no.
You know? But no, she's fine. She doesn't get hurt. Everything's good. But I mean, I pick her up and put her in the cage if she doesn't try to get away. So clearly she's okay with it. And, you know, and then what does she do? Like basically a couple days out of the year, she has to deal with some crazy bird trying to get her, and the rest of the year, that she lives in luxury, fed and watered at her own leisure, exercise as she wants, right? So it's all good. I don't know about being so cool, but I love my hobbies. Falconry to me is something I really love because the way I look at it is, as a falconer, right? Most people don't realize that juvenile birds of prey have an 80 to 90% mortality, right? And so by me taking one into my care through the winter into spring, I give that bird a super high chance of success, right? That bird's guaranteed food every day.
Yeah.
That bird's kept warm, comfortable, and safe from predators, from the weather, all that. So I make sure that I'm getting this juvenile through the winter, and while we're working together, they learn how to hunt. They learn what you know, all these things that they need to learn, and then boom, I release them back to the wild. They revert back to being a wild bird very quickly, you know.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, it's amazing how quickly they revert back. And I always release them outside of city limits and stuff, so they're not seeing humans all the time.
Yeah.
You know, I'll take them, like, I usually catch them in the city, which I find they're more, when they're so used to seeing humans walking around, they're a little more willing to work with you versus when you catch, I caught one in the country and they're like, you know, I've only seen you like in a car, you know?
Yeah.
They're a little more, can be more difficult to train, but it still works out.
I didn't know that you only held on to them for months.
Yeah, I've only held on to them for, so the hunting season for red-tailed hawks and birds of prey in general starts in September and runs all the way until February. So it's a very long hunting season, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
How long ago did you start that?
So I've been doing it 3 years now. It was a 2-year apprenticeship. I had to do all these tests and certifications and a lot of other stuff, and then apprenticeship for 2 years. And now I'm a full-fledged falconer, and in another year I'll be able to start taking on apprentices if I want to.
Awesome.
And help continue growing the community, and so that's something that I think I probably will do. You know, for sure. I think it's a sport that, like for example, in Iowa there's only about 40 of us flying hawks. It's a very small community, and then if you look at like the entire country, there's only about 1,000 of us. Whoa. Very, very small community, very niche. So I think it's important we keep training new falconers.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the falconers are much older than me, 50s, 60s, 70s, right? Well, and we need to get young guys into this sport, right? And it's animal husbandry at its finest. It is one of the oldest forms of husbandry, right? And I think it deserves a chance to survive beyond just the history books. You know, so
Cornhammer's asking me if I scored my resin.
Oh, good question. The answer is no. I watched him. He didn't do it.
No. So I thought about it, but I wish you could see on the camera. There's like a rough enough texture in where this is attached that I was like, maybe I can get away with it. And so far, the ones that have dried, I'm gonna jinx it right now, but the ones that have dried feel pretty strong on there.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe I could save myself.
There you go. Yep.
A little bit of time just from the rougher texture on there. But
normally we have another camera that's taking up the view, but it's acting a little ridiculous right now, so we weren't able to utilize it. Maybe it'll behave later, but honestly, I think what I need to do is find myself another, like, so my old Samsung that broke the camera, so it can't use it. But I have a tablet. I probably will just set a tablet up.
See, I just dropped that one. His arm didn't fall off.
Hey, big improvement.
So
do you go? Hold on. Do you go to the Ren Fair, or is it too late a year? I don't do the Ren Fair for the most part. I don't know. Do I look like a Ren Fair kind of guy? I don't know if I do. Like, I don't know. Like, I've always been the weird one. Like, so for example, when I was in high school and everything, a lot of people thought I was a jock, right? Because I'm 5'10". I'm a bigger build. Can't really tell here. So people always thought I was in sports and stuff. But then I'd be doing D&D, tabletop miniatures, you know. So I was in this weird position where the community that I enjoyed being in with, right, the tabletop community and stuff, were always like, "Are you sure you play this game?" And then I wasn't really accepted on the other side because they're like, "You look like a jock, but you're clearly not."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've always been in this weird, limbo. But now as adults, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, when I grew up, this kind of stuff was frowned upon as like gaming, nerd stuff, as they would say. That was all frowned upon.
Yeah.
You know, I remember playing Magic in the '90s, and people were like, "You're gonna have no future," you know, and all sorts of stuff. Right? It was really rough during that time. It's only now that, outside of your girlfriends and some people, this is pretty well accepted now. So
My wife and I go to the Ren Fair, whatever city we're living in. If they've got one, we go
Oh.
to the Ren Fair.
nice.
I
I can see that.
don't.
You
I
go
don't
as a
go like
winch.
super all out. Yeah. Now, what I normally wear,
Yeah.
I wear just like general tunic and
Okay.
riding pants and then
Oh,
tall
okay.
boots.
Yeah.
And then I cover myself in belts and straps, and hanging off all of it is drinking paraphernalia.
Oh yeah.
I can hold bottles of liquor
There we
at
go.
any given moment.
I love it.
As well as I've got several different hidden shot glasses, all in different places.
So here's an example of a Dakari kit bash that is pretty cool. I'm not done with it yet, but here's a little kit bash I did with the Dakari.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
Just riding on the wing,
Yeah,
doing its own
that's
thing.
very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to just make your model not a traditional look, right? This Dakari character, if you will, is got its own style, which I like.
See, now I ran into one.
Uh-oh.
Cornhammer jinxed me that I should have scored this one, because
I see.
this one's just sliding.
Sliding. That can be a pain, without a doubt. Okay, so got that. We got that. We're looking good. We got only a couple minutes left, so while he's working on that, we're gonna keep chatting. I think because he's nearly done. We're gonna let him finish up his arms before we finish. But if you think of anything else, let us know. It's Mr. Flock, another Patreon, hanging out with us tonight. So grateful. Hey, well, from Washington, boys, can't stay long. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, we're glad to see that you made it to Washington, Mr. Flock. Send me some pictures. I want to see what your area looks like. And as always, feel free to, call me or, FaceTime with me anytime, because you're my homie and I'm just super excited for you. Hopefully starting next year, because this year I couldn't make it out to Tacoma, Washington, but knowing you're out there, let's plan for next year. If GW does an event in Washington, that I'm going to be coming out. You and me, let's play some games. It'll be amazing. I'm super excited about it. And then who knows, if you come back to the Des Moines area, we'll get you on stream playing a game. Or if you're only here for a little bit and it's hobby hang time, we'll get you on the hobby or something. But you're always welcome, my brother, for sure. And thanks for coming in to say hi. We're lesser for you moving away, but we're happy that you're doing well. Look at those. They're getting there. He's almost
Getting there. Only 2 more arms.
So close.
But that's the most time-consuming part. Heads
Yes.
and backpacks and shoulder pads will go by in.
Oh yeah, I
No
can
time.
only imagine. I can only imagine.
What's fun is
Yes.
picking exactly what arms I'm gonna pair together.
I gotcha.
Right. So I put on all the gun arms,
Uh huh.
and now I'm just picking up random chainsword arms and dry fitting them to make sure that they.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. Much love. Mwah! He gave me such a big hug before he left. I was grateful he came for that last time to play. He did Necrons against Death Guard.
Oh,
And
sweet.
it was a fun game seeing Jacob got to play because he's known Jacob a lot longer than me, so I wanted to make it where Jacob could kind of get one last 40K in with him before
Yeah.
he leaves, and try to make that last opportunity for him to be in the area something special. So hopefully he felt it was special, and I hope the community really enjoyed seeing him. For those of us that know him and have known him for a little while now, I wish I could have met him sooner. That would have been I'd have been lucky for that. But
That's awesome.
yeah, him and I had some good games. I remember our first game, I threw myself at him. He kind of wrecked me, and I learned a lot from it. And then our next game, we were literally we were at a tournament, and we brawled. that game came down to the last second. It was definitely a good game, and it was in part because of the lessons he provided me and made me a better player. So
Nice.
yeah, I very lucky to have a chance to play him and get to know him.
All right, the
Last arm is going in. We're doing it. But and that reminds me, for those of you who might have seen the new intro, it's gonna be the outro too tonight. Let us know what you think of it. I don't know how long I want to run it for because it might rub people the wrong way. But I will say it is short and sweet compared to the old one. But hopefully you guys like it. I'm a really silly guy. For those who know me, I tend to crack a lot of jokes and just do that. And I'm trying to get this. The reality is you're gonna see me on the stream or running the stream all the time now. And with that being the case, I'm trying to get the stream to fit, me as a person and try to also incorporate some of the new guys, right? Alex is one of our new guys helping with the stream. We've got Trevor, who's the guy who's running the 30K side of it, and then we got Brandon, who is running the art side of it. So we're trying to make this kind of resemble our personalities as well as provide you with some new content. So
Yeah.
it looks like we got a lot of boys done. It looks amazing.
Woo.
We're gonna go ahead and at this point we're gonna start wrapping up the stream. As always, if you're here and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the like, the sub. If you're here after the show, leave a comment, hit the bell icon. Thanks to JCD Hobby, Monument Hobbies, 3D6 Wargaming, 8Case as always. Don't forget we got a Leviathan box set going up for giveaway. It's going to be at the end of the month. We're literally in the last days to get involved in this, so get in while the getting is good. And then, like I said, next Monday, huge announcement for an even bigger giveaway than this one. I'm super excited to bring it to you, so be here for that. And as always, my name is Steven.
I'm Alex.
And we'll see you next time.
Improbable Wargaming says.